HCS12, and then all these other ones here, and then HCS12X. And underneath HCS12, you have all these families.
Okay.
Okay? And then underneath that, if you click HCS12D family, you have all of these under the HCS12D family.
Okay.
And this one right here, the MC9S12DG256B, is the one that's on this board.
Okay.
And the actual microcontroller is protected underneath this breadboard. But you can pull the breadboard off and look at it if you want to.
But it will create a problem?
No. And then you just, after you're finished looking, you can push it back on there.
So I have a question. Like,
Yeah.
the breadboard, can we connect anything to connect with other stuff? Is
Yeah.
it like that?
Yeah, although you also have this one. So most of the time, I don't think anyone uses that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
But I was thinking, like,
Yeah.
if this breadboard is used to put some other microchip and control connect with other microchip to make other programmable
Yeah,
stuff.
you could use it to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a normal breadboard. It's just very small.
Okay.
Yeah. So you pick that particular one because that's the one that's on the trainer board.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you come over here, and this is the one students and me, and lots of people forget sometimes, is you scroll down to the bottom of this connection and choose HCS12 serial monitor.
Okay.
And then you go to next, and then you choose C or relocatable assembly. And for the beginning of the lab, you'll choose relocatable assembly.
Okay.
But this demo I'm about to give you is for C. Okay?
Okay.
And this is actually the way I check them to make sure they're all working at the beginning of the semester. Okay? Because the students during a semester will move the jumpers on the training boards around and make them stop working. And so I have to find all those and fix them. And I've already last week, or actually a week and a half ago, I went through all 14 stations in the room and made sure every single one of them works.
Okay. Yeah.
So it says okay, and then the date I did it. Okay, so every one of them works right now.
Okay. That's a good sign.
So then you go next. So I've chosen C rather than assembly. Go next, and then I can just click through the rest of it, and then I say finish. Then I go up here and click on mains.c, and I'm gonna, this is just a generic template, and I'm gonna go here and get rid of it. Okay. Then I have a standard little program I use to check it with. So I'm gonna go to documents, and this is on the Q drive. I don't know whether either of you use this or not.
Q drive?
Yeah, it's a drive that follows you all over the campus. It was
Oh, it's
created,
belong to.
and it belongs to you personally.
Personally.
Yeah, and this was sort of very popular before flash drives, you know, and it's still there. So, and I still use it some. So there's the C program, okay? And then you go push F7, and that compiles it. And then you push F5, and it's finished. Now here is the critical point. This is what causes all the problems. This particular trainer board and this free software will work with COMs 1 through COM 8. And we default in this room to COM 3. So always try COM 3 first. Okay, and then we do OK. And if everything's all right, it'll connect, it'll program the flash memory, and it's ready to go. And to test it, here's the board. To test it, you do up here to run and do start continue. And it flashes the LEDs off and on.
Okay.
You see? So everything's working. And I've done this on every computer in the room, and I had to move some of the jumpers around and I think replace one of these cables that had gone bad. You can see how they get run over on the floor. They just go bad. So anyway, they all work, all 14 stations. And so that's a demonstration of just the basics of connecting everything together and making it work. Now, Up here we have, do not move the training boards from one computer to another. I'm trying this for the first time. I've put, this one works with computer 2. So, computer 2, and trying to stop them from moving them around. Also, you can determine what it's connected to by following this, the right-hand piece of paper. So you click on Start, and you go here, and then go to Settings. It's probably a faster way to do this, but I just am doing it the long way so that it will always work. And then from Settings, you go over to Bluetooth and Devices on the left side, then Devices, and then you go to, and it's actually right here, but I suggest going to Related Settings, and then More Devices and Printer Settings, and then it's right here. It's called FTX 231X USB UART, and that's what connects the training board to the computer. If you right-click it and go to Properties and click Hardware, there's the COM port number it's using. Now if they move this board to there, that computer will then use COM4. And if someone else moves another training board there, it'll go to 5. And if someone else moves another training board there, it'll go to 6, until it finally goes to 7, 8, and then 9. And when it hits 9, the training boards won't connect to it anymore because you only had choices, you remember, from 1 through 8. So down here we have a script on the computer that if you restart the computer, it'll push it back to COM3. And then it can start migrating up from COM3 again. And this is only necessary because they move the boards around and the COM number keeps going up every time they put a board at a different computer, because the computers can recognize boards, that they're different. I don't know how, but they do. And so if they would stop moving these around, there'd be no problem.
So every board this board is only connected with COM3. It doesn't connect with other COM.
No, all of them can connect with COM 1 through 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if they do start moving them around, they can figure out what COM number this board is connected to by using the procedure I just described here. And so there are ways around them moving them around. We had to do it because it's almost impossible to get them to stop.
Okay.
Even though I'm going to try yet another way to try to stop them from doing it, because there's really no reason they should be moving them.
No, I have a question. Like, if I want to connect this board only connects with COM3. It does not connect with COM4 and 5.
If I move this board over there, that computer will then assign it COM4, and when you go into the into the CodeWarrior software, you say it's connected to COM4, and it'll connect.
Okay.
So no, this computer can connect to any of the COM ports. In the software, you have to tell it which COM port number the computer assigned to it.
Oh, it's computer function.
It's a computer decision.
I got it.
And whenever something new attaches to it, it goes up one more COM number.
One more COM number.
And
Got
computer,
it. It's
computer is changing. Yeah.
It's not the problem with
the training board. No, except that it can tell that it's a different board. If they'd leave it there, everyone in the room is connecting to its training board with COM3 right now.
Okay.
Okay? And also, if they would leave them there, they would keep connecting to COM3 until December. But because they insist on moving them around, you have this, the computer thinks it's something new, which it is, and so it assigns it the next highest COM number until finally it goes to COM9. Plus, because they're moving them around, they have to figure out what COM number it is now, since it's moved.
Okay.
And that's what this is for. It helps you figure out what COM number the computer is assigned to the current board.
There's another way we can assign, like, if the student, there are 14 students, right, will be coming.
Maximum.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they need to be assigned in different computers so that they don't move from one computer to another computer, because they will say, can I take this? This has all the software and then something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It can be solved, like, if you're in desktop 1 from the beginning, use the desktop 1 for up to December. Don't move from that, because when you move, you're going to move that thing. So what do you think? If
it sounds like a good plan. And of course, about moving the boards, all three of you have to do it. Because if any one of you starts giving in and letting them move the boards,
Yeah,
then it
yeah.
messes it up for everybody.
So what do you think? Like, if one student comes, if he sits in this computer, he needs to sit throughout the whole semester. Because if he goes to another one, he's going to take this one to there and make a whole mess out of it.
Yeah. But anyway, so, and you need to talk with Mr. Umir also.
Oh yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Oh,
So-
I need to tell him.
Yeah. So do you have any more questions about either connecting the training board or about what all these signs mean? So here, it's about restarting it to send it back to COM3. And we had to do that because they keep moving them around.
So
Because
restarting
eventually
the
they go
computer,
over
that
8.
means restart, just pressing the button restart.
No, going down here to
Yeah.
start and then choosing restart.
Restart, that's
Yeah,
it.
and there's a script in there that the IS has added for us to drive it back to COM3.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all assuming you can't stop them from moving them around, which I'm afraid it's gonna. I mean, they've been doing it for years.
I hope they will listen to us.
But if you fail, which is probable, you now know all the solutions to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they're frustrated because they can't figure out the COM number, you do this, and you can figure out what the COM number that's been assigned to this training board. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and if they finally have attached essentially 5 different devices to a single computer and it's gone to COM9, you can restart the computer and send it back to 3. Okay.
If we restart the computer, like, do we need the UMKC something to log in, or it will just start itself?
No, you'll have to log in again.
With my credential, right?
Or with their credentials.
With their credentials.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Either one. Or, yeah. Anyone who's in, UMKC,
They can use it.
connected to UMKC in some way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this board, can we code to display anything on the display one?
So there's manuals in here about what the board, how the board works.
Okay.
And then there's a schematic of how the board is put together,
Yeah.
posted on that cabinet over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I can also give you more of those manual. Typically, most of students just want to do the experiments, and the experiments are very detailed and tells you what you need to know. So we really don't get into using too many things on this board. Like I said, on Wednesday, this isn't even made anymore. They have a new generation of them, and they're much smaller and don't do nearly as much. But we don't use most of the features on the board, so that's understandable. So.
Just I was asking, like,
Yeah.
like I want to see the full potential of it. Like, can we display anything using the code? That's why I was asking.
Yeah, and in fact, I think there is. It's either in this semester. No, yeah, I believe it's still in. We used to use this board for 2 semesters, and now we only use it for 1.
Okay.
And so we took experiments for both semesters and put half of the experiments in 1 semester.
Okay, got it.
And I believe the one that has the messages on there is still in there. So that, yeah, this is messages up here.
Yeah.
So we do that too. So they even, we don't have any in our lab manual, but you can attach, there's stuff on here so you can attach a DC motor to it and manipulate it.
Yeah.
Okay. However, if you do that, you need to have this attached.
How much voltage it can handle?
I don't know. What we need to do is I need to give you the stuff. And
Yeah, can you give me the manual? And
Yeah,
if
I
you
will.
don't mind.
I will. So why don't we go over here?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's logged out. No problem. I thought you might want to, since you'll start with assembly, I thought you might want to see assembly. There's really no reason to show you all the connecting again, but I just thought you might like to see a program. Hopefully it's still there. To shut everything down. That's not good. I'll start Code Warrior here. Had it all working and everything. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I'll go up here and open something on my flash drive. Oh, that's nice. It stayed here. So this is what the project name. The projects have a file name of MCP.
MCP, okay.
Yeah. And then this is the assembly language program, okay? And so I'll assemble it with F7, and then I'll run this, okay? And then up here, rather than going up here and running it on the board, I'm going to go over here and single step through it. So I'll go like this, and here are the registers. Here's register A and B and D, and A is 8-bit and B is 8-bit, and then D is 16-bit, and A is the high 8 bits in the D register, and B is the low 8 bits in the D register. This is the index register X and index register Y, both 16 bits. These are in hex, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the program counter, condition code register, and the stack pointer. Down here is memory, and I'll let you figure it out, but you can go to various parts of memory there. Here's the actual program. Here's the program in assembly language. Here's the program, just
one step.
Yeah, so you can step through it. So if I go like this, it's load 255 into accumulator A, decimal. The pound sign means it's in decimal form, and it puts FF in there because 255 decimal is FF in hex. Okay, and then you single step again, and it puts a 3 in accumulator A. And notice it's also there in the register D for the top half. And here you can do the same with B. Put 235 decimal in there, which is EB in hex. You notice it changes red when it changes. Here's the program counter value that is going to be going to next. Okay, and then it splits 10 decimal in there, which is A hex into accumulator B, etc. And then add 1 to accumulator A, so it goes from being 3 to 4. Okay. So anyway, so that's some of the other stuff you can do with it, and it's very nice for something free.
Yeah.
So anyway, of course, the manufacturers want the students to use them when they get out and graduate. So anyway, do you have any questions about this?